Hey y'all, are we live? Welcome back. Are we live? Hope y'all can hear me pretty well. Bear with me, y'all. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Let's get into it. Today. We have some horror stories coming from CPS. You know, they don't stop, so we're not going to stop either, right? Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
This is a legal system that you're going into. If you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
Kids are not safe in child protective services, and they won't go back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. If you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
Would you like to say anything to a mother who just got their children detained? You're in a crisis. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is the custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection. Okay, and that's key, is who need protection. So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fight CPS, the Civil Rights Struggle. I am your host, Amanda Cisco. It is the end of this school semester, and it shows, so I apologize for that. But our guests, we will not be having a guest tonight. Hello, Elena, how are you? And yes, they are absolutely kidnapping our kids for financial incentive, and it needs to stop. But there have been a lot of new laws coming out giving parents more rights. In one state, they just passed a law that if they're trying to terminate, and I believe this was Arizona, and I spoke with one of the legislators. Perhaps I'll have them on the show sometime. But Arizona just passed a new law that before they can terminate your rights, they must have a jury trial. Like a parent has to have a jury trial, and all the jurors have to agree that the child has to be, terminated from your rights. So that's it. That's definitely a step in the right direction. You don't have just one person making these, permanently life-changing decisions over you and your kids. So I pulled up a link. I will have our producer post it so you guys can follow along. Just give me a moment. My computer's been very slow today. Okay. So this is basically going to kind of walk you through the process of how to deal with CPS once a case is open. Unfortunately, most of you guys who are watching the show, your case has already been open and it's kind of a little bit too late at this point. Let's see, Maggie. That's not what happened to me. When did that happen? I just had my case in March. Maggie, what do you mean that's not what happened? The jury trial? Because everybody, like every case has the right to a jury trial, but you have to demand a jury trial at the very beginning of the case. So that's something that you would want to sit down with your attorney and talk to them about. Here. All right. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get these out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to pull that up now. So your rights with CPS. So Child Protective Services, also known as CPS, is required by law to investigate reports of child abuse or neglect. They are part of so this is based in New Jersey. They are part of the New Jersey Department of Family and Protective Services, a state agency. So the report, it is illegal not to report child abuse if it is.
Let me pause this. Let me pause this this great video right here. I have some breaking news coming out of Yolo County, you guys. This is serious stuff right here. Let me go ahead and my screen. Let's get it. Let's get into it right now.
My name is Vanessa Delacruz.
And
I spend about $8,000 to $10,000 on advertising, and it costs me, depending on the platform, between $15 to $18 per customer.
And can you tell me,
My name is Vanessa Delacruz.
and can you tell me why you're here today and what's going on?
Well, today we're here. We got court, so we decided. Actually, a trial. We actually decided to have a protest before court to allow them to know that we are serious and at least focus on justice.
So, what exactly is going on regarding your case?
Our case was open because I had called the police. I was grieving really bad. At the time, a bunch of my family members died of COVID and cancer. And me and my husband were not living together at the time. I asked my husband to come back into the home because I couldn't take care of the children on my own and I wanted help. He realized that the situation wasn't healthy for me because I continuously cried, because it was one death after another. And we had already decided to take me to the hospital. I guess I had complex PTSD. At the time, I did not know it. It was a mixture of complex PTSD and postpartum depression. Well, CPS came and I allowed them to take my 2 little ones because we already made plans for our 3 boys to go with their grandma because I was going to go to the hospital so I could get a diagnosis. So I allowed them to take my babies because I knew I couldn't take care of them, and it was for the best of my children. And they told me as soon as I get the help, they were going to give me my kids back. Well, we went to court and they had allegations of abuse, allegations of mentally unstable, allegations of methamphetamine, drug abuse.
And in a nutshell, they couldn't stay with the father.
Yeah.
I have a question. What day was that?
This was September 17th, no, 19th.
And what month are we over now?
It's 6 months later, and I've completed everything.
I was just on the classroom. Did you just have your graduation ceremony?
I just had my ceremony 2 weeks ago, and what they did was, instead of granting me unsupervised, they decided to seize my visitation with my daughter and give me lower visitation. They tried to take my visitation with my sons, but because I spoke up in court, asked the judge to ask for the visitation records because the foster parents were lying. These are my little ones. They want to keep my babies, so they're lying.
What did they lie about?
They said that they were scared of us.
The little ones is how old is it?
My daughter just turned 3 4 days ago, and we missed her birthday, and they didn't even allow her brothers to go there. The therapist acknowledges that my daughter loves her brothers and asks for them, but nobody was allowed to see her on her birthday. So now they're committing psychological abuse because my daughter asks for me. When he does his visits, she asks for me. When I do my visits, she asks for her dad. And she's constantly asking for her brothers.
So I have a question. I mean, I was just on that ceremony with you, and I remember your social worker had said that you're supposed to be reunified with the children. Why are we going backwards? What happened between this is about 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, what happened is they are seeing that I'm completing everything. So they also know that I'm taking it to federal. So I really feel like this is a retaliation because they know they're going to get in trouble.
First Amendment right to protest government action?
Yeah.
In a nutshell, they say that the kids are afraid of us, but scientifically, children are only scared of 2 things: loud noises and falling. That's it. Everything else has to be instilled.
So today when we go into court, we're being allowed to bring our proof because evidence has been withheld from our judge and perjury has been committed by CPS.
Well, I think it's kind of weird that your social worker just said that you're supposed to reunify right after you got your ceremony class, but after we mentioned the federal court cases, this is just 2 weeks ago, now they want to go ahead and rewind everything. He said you wanted to reunify you. It's very strange.
Yeah, we have social workers that left the county because they're saying they didn't get this job to do that to families, and people who supervise our visits are being taken from our visitation.
How would the children be in danger if they're returned back to your care, custody, and control? Now that you've completed your classes, what's changed that would cause them to be in any kind of danger?
Nothing. The only thing that changed is we're better. We're way better. We took the parenting classes. We've proven that we're not addicted to any substance.
A lot more protective of our children.
So you completed everything that they asked of you, but now they want to go to continue their without a reasonable cause, without any new information, without something.
That part right there. Be more protective of your children. After what I've been through, obviously after what this man been through, we have to protect our children, even from freaking family members. It's sad to say, but just like the man said, lessons are being learned throughout this whole trial.
More to state how your children might be in danger, that's a violation. That's something that can be taken up in the federal court under the judicial deception that's already working on right now. How do you guys feel about that?
It sounds good, but hopefully they should surrender the kids over back to us today if they don't want to be in trouble.
They should, because it's not just the social workers, it's everyone else involved. Or it actually states the false allegations that have no connection to the original setting. There's no mention about your tragedy, your hardship you went through.
My issue is my daughter loves us and she loves her brother. And nobody's seen my daughter for 3 weeks. for 3 weeks.
We haven't seen her for 3 weeks.
We haven't seen my daughter for 3 weeks.
Is there any kind? What's the visitation schedule?
There is not one anymore.
We were supposed to see her.
You have no visitation.
No, we were supposed to see her once a week.
Why?
They said that she's scared of us. And
What happened? Did you meet her?
no.
Did somebody do something very gross and disgusting?
Her.
Actually, the foster parents falsified lies, committed perjury in court.
What did they say?
They said that our daughter doesn't want to see us.
Okay, but how did you find her?
They said, scary daddy, she has stress bumps. We talked to the doctor. The doctor didn't even know that we were in our daughter's life.
What medical specialist said that?
Nobody said that. The therapist committed perjury as well. She says that she knows our case. She's only been to our visitation for like 25 minutes out of 6 months. And she's saying she assumes that what the foster parents are saying is true.
She controlled the courts.
So I have a question. So I mean, if we were going to match up some forensic data evidence to go to compare what actual mental trauma looks like, I mean, are we going to find something like your daughter that she's allegedly scared? Is that mental trauma reasoning to remove and separate any kind of visitations? I mean, that sounds pretty criminal to me. Actually, it sounds like malice, malicious conduct.
Yeah.
I think we have a really good case ahead of us if they don't return your children. Because, I mean, like I mentioned, we're not just going after the social workers. We're going to go after the supervisors. We're going to go after the directors. Everybody else is associated with it. The attorneys, the court-appointed attorneys for yourselves, for the children, because they have a duty to protect the best interests of your children.
Yes.
The attorneys who are knowingly allowing social workers to falsify reports. Judges, if they're intentionally overlooking judicial deception, it doesn't just stop there. We're going to be making police reports, and if they happen to go and cover it up in furtherance, well, then they can go and join us in court as well. So we're not stopping with one of them. We're going for all of them.
Yes.
Right on. Rise up. Rise up. All right, court starts in.
First tonight, the teen at the center of a day-long